So now
in his words, like he's up.
He's up right now?
That's what he's in his
So this
words.
is a Reddit post from do-AD9511. Act falling off. He set the standard for YouTubers and hip-hop, and since breaking out and everyday struggle ending, Akademiks ain't brought nothing new to the landscape or his approach. Young streamers doing 10 times his numbers, and somehow his content is still more immature than theirs. Hasn't even upgraded his streaming space / quality and brag about being rich. Boss up Act.
Now, to say that his content is still more immature than theirs, when you say these other streamers, you're being very vague. There's a nigga
I think
who
he's
is
mainly
celebrated for being slightly mentally retarded that lights fireworks in his bedrooms. How is that
That's
more
true. That is
mature
true. That
than
is true.
Akademiks talking about healthy men and women relationships?
Yeah, because I don't even know how many streamers we can even put in there. The only streamer that we can talk about, I feel like, is Cashapp.
Yeah.
Because, we can't talk about no Asho Speed. He literally, like you said, you're lighting fireworks in the house.
He's Forrest Gump.
That's as immature as it gets. He screams like
he's Black Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
But also Akademiks, even if he does slightly fall off, I feel like he'll always retain a group of people because his specific nature of his stream, he talking about some shit that nobody else is really covering in this way.
Now, what I will say though is, and I will ask y'all, do you think Ak has falling into what he called the golden era rappers, old and dusty, in terms of this media space that he's in? Because let's remember that Ak was the first to set a new format of online hip hop media in that terms of that voicing over YouTube videos, GIFs back and forth, ground setter, trendsetter. He is the blueprint of new media in terms of YouTube and landscape. But there's been a lot more people that have come after him, and they are getting more money than him, I think. I think there's some channels that are bigger than him. Their quality is higher.
Yep.
And they also have, they're evolving. You know what I'm saying? They're moving with the wave. Has he kind of pigeonholed himself, and he's just really riding off he's riding off the buzz of, I was the first to do it. Big Ak, you know what I'm saying? All you niggas are my sons. Technically, yeah, they are.
That is a huge wave to ride. You can ride that wave for the
think
whole
it's everlasting?
summer.
Bro.
Nothing's everlasting.
I think DJ Akademiks will always be here. The nigga, he made War and Chirac.
Right.
Like, that channel is connected to so many people who are in themselves, like, are their own entity. Like,
but you also got to remember, he's the same person that would talk shit about how these rappers are old and dusty and broke, but there's people coming after him getting more money than him.
That's why you can't bank on your youth, because it's fleeting. You're not gonna have it forever.
So you can't. So the same way a rapper would bank on their youth is the same way he can't bank on his
being the
rich.
Young, because he used to be the hot young nigga that was the first person doing what he was doing.
Right.
You're not gonna be the hot young nigga forever.
Right.
Like, ideally, you want to be the hot or the lukewarm old nigga.
but what is more money? Like, he's already rich.
And more money is very...
More money is
What
vague.
do we mean by that?
I
like,
would
they're
say,
making more money now.
Okay, let's talk about this. So Ak is the first person that we also saw actually use Twitch. That's where his chat nigga origins even grew.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the same platform that he even told us about and put us onto. Everybody else that's on that platform essentially does way better than him.
But that's
the Aiden Rosses, the Casanats, the AMP house.
Look at what they're doing. Like,
Right.
DJ Akademiks is like 30-something years old.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Like,
I think he's like 32 or something like that.
You can't
yeah.
really. It's hard to compare, like, with the AMP. Like, they're a whole collective.
But let's talk. So we can talk about T-Pain though. T-Pain does more numbers on Twitch than he does. I think
Akademiks.
Then I can just see,
what is T-Pain doing on Twitch?
T-Pain's going kind of crazy.
What's it called? You're just talking, but it's a thing. It's a word for it.
Yeah,
it's a category of content on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a type of stream
where you're just talking. I forgot.
He has a high quality produced show too, but we also got to remember how talented T-Pain is. He's got his own intro song.
Yeah, does his mic have auto-tune?
Of course. Like, he going crazy, and then he's freestyling. He's doing it. It's great. But just his overall quality is amazing. So we also can't let X slide on everything in this game. I think being the first is okay, but I don't think you can ride that wave when it doesn't look like you're evolving, at least visually. Because I think there's certain things that Ak will crush everybody in. when a big hip hop news story drops and he goes live, Ak is getting 50,000 live viewers. I think
across platforms.
That was
yeah.
That's the greater point that I was about to bring up.
Yeah.
What is your metric for success in falling off? Just because these people are making more money doesn't mean that they're more important.
That's true.
He's
That's true.
pivotal to hip hop news.
That's true. Yeah.
There's
That's
things
true.
that we wouldn't talk about on this very show
If he didn't
because
bring it
we
up.
didn't know if he didn't bring it up.
True.
He's doing the journalism for us in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he probably doesn't even know, like, he didn't know what standard he was setting for himself. Like when he was shitting on everybody else.
Right,
like,
right, yeah.
He probably didn't even realize, like, you know.
It's eventually going to happen to you.
And he didn't even think, like, all right, I got to evolve.
But that's
If
part of
this
his
is what I'm gonna
evolution. I think he's gonna end up having to do is not burn as many bridges, because he burns them so much. It's like, bro, you're not
burns
that
them
young.
frequently.
You're not
Yeah.
white hot anymore. You're not white hot to where you can't be touched.
He's real stable though.
Yeah, he's stable.
real
He's
stable
real
at a high
stable.
position.
Yeah.
But he's not lightning hot
he's-
like he used to be.
exactly. So it's
Yeah.
like eventually you're gonna have to start leaning into some of these relationships, and the top dogs that you have relationships with, they're evolving too, and they're gonna stop wanting to fuck with that kind of fuckery.
Yeah. Well, I think
Because
the
even
biggest
Charlamagne has separated himself a little bit from Akademiks.
it's not,
They used
he doesn't have that big brother thing that
there
we
used to be
see.
a Daniel son, Mr. Miyagi element
For
to
sure,
them, and
for
because
sure.
you could tell he even brought him on Brilliant one time when he was on the come up. Like you
Yeah.
could tell he had a mentorship on him. But
Yeah.
it's not like that anymore.
It's not, and it's like I think one of the biggest flaws in Akademiks is that he does not seem to be pressed on evolution in terms of just overall quality. You know what I mean? Like visually and audio wise, and I would just say he's just not pressed on it, and I don't understand why. You know what I'm saying? Even if you wanna still stream in his, because I don't think his room looks bad. You know what I mean? Like they're saying he's not upgrading his
It looks
streaming room.
bad. It looks bad.
You think it looks bad?
When
I think
you
it looks
have-
bad because of the camera that it's on. Like, imagine if it was a crispy video, it would
Are
look better.
When
Are you
have-
really watching him or are you listening to him?
Bro, you got to understand, it's everything.
I'm watching because sometimes he be doing this shit when he be drinking. Yeah, you want to watch him when he's
His
performing.
reactions are great.
Yeah,
The way he
you wanna,
performs,
when he's performing and he's reacting,
it's
he
great.
is entertaining to watch.
Who has better mannerisms, him or Gilly?
Him, way better.
Word.
Ak is lapping him, yeah. Because Gilly's mannerisms is the same mannerism over and over again, I feel like.
But I give
Axe-
Gilly credit for knowing how to make different noises with his body.
But
True.
Axe,
like he can like it's certain knocks and shit he do with the back of his head.
Axe
Yeah.
it's not a facade. It's like really happening.
Yeah,
Like,
Gilly's
really-
the person?
It feels
Gil-
more natural.
Well, Gilly is for, it's comedic
Gil-
purposes. Like,
and it
Axe
feels,
isn't trying
but
to be funny.
if Gilly's feels forced comedic though.
Yeah.
Gilly's,
yeah.
I mean, Ak is natural comedic.
It's just his type of comedy. Like, Gilly's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
whatever he do. I can't even do that.
Gilly has the type of comedy that like you only laugh just because he's the OJ in your hood.
Yeah.
Like
But he be
on an
funny,
objective,
though.
sometimes, but like on an
He's
objective
genuinely
level,
funny on
on an
occasion.
objective level, most of the time it's like mid jokes, to me at least. But if he was like my OG and I think he might punch me in the face, I'm gonna laugh at all those weird ass noises he does too, though.
There's levels to funny because
You know
there's
what I'm
things
saying?
that can be hilarious that I'm not just gonna laugh out loud about.
Right,
And the
right.
setting for funny is very important.
Yeah.
Because if you're around other people who are also laughing, you might find it funny at home and not laugh. But since you got that energy, it's the synchronicity of the room. You're feeding off of the energy, so you're gonna laugh. That's why comedy it's a weird thing. It's very contextual.
It is. But yeah, with the Ak, and I just think that's his biggest thing. He has to evolve in terms of
Character.
content.
Like,
His
like how
character
before the
is
show-
evolving.
Like how before the show, he was like, yeah, dang, like, nigga, we got to stop cursing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he hasn't had that moment yet. I
We
need to put this
also
Henny
are
bottle
speaking
down.
from a point that like we don't know the conversations he's having with his team.
Yeah.
There could be some discussions going on as we speak.
But he's been doing this for years.
that doesn't mean he's listening.
Well, exactly. That's
he
the
strikes
worst
me as
part.
the type that don't listen to a nigga's opinion.
That's
the
what I'm
worst part.
saying.
Yeah, he strikes me as
Especially
that
when he
type.
feels like he's at a certain vantage point to where he doesn't even have to hear you anymore.
Yeah, he's too high up.
He
I'm
definitely
big acting at it.
feels like that. Like I think the only person he really takes advice from is Vlad, Charlemagne, and Joe. That's it. Those are the only people I feel like that could genuinely tell him something, and he would make the conscious effort to change. That's it.
I don't even know if I put Charlemagne in it anymore.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
Joe probably.
Joe for sure.
But
Because he looks at Joe as a big brother.
I think now so more than ever, there's always going to be a big brother element to it. I think he views Joe as a peer.
Nah, he looks at him as an older brother, I think.
I don't
You don't
I
think
know
so?
what you mean. It's probably getting to that point though.
Even their own camera chemistry,
Yeah.
it's different than it was.
That's
on
okay.
Everyday Struggle.
I'll give you that. Yeah, you're right.
He
It has evolved.
He was speaking up to Joe as opposed to now they're speaking like they're sitting
to
across
each
the
other.
room for each other.
That's true. That's true. Because Ak was also brand new in front of the camera and in the industry, so he didn't even know what it was like talking to these companies. And just like the last couple podcasts he had with him, he's telling Joe, knowing what I know now, I would have walked away with you at the same time. You know what I mean? So that's true. They talk more as peers now, just all business wise.
And they were supposed to be in business to have a show. They were supposed to
Yeah.
have a show together.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen, or it's not going to happen yet.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The way Joe makes it seem, this nigga Ak is literally dragging his feet, and it's annoying the fuck out of me.
Yeah, why does he always make it seem like Ak is the one?
And I think
like,
he's
throwing
right.
shit?
And I believe Joe about it because Joe said since Everyday Struggle, every year his manager has something on his calendar. No, not his manager. Joe's lawyer calls Ak's lawyer once a year, like clockwork, and ask him what will it take to do a show and what does his schedule look like. Joe has literally actively been trying to pursue doing something on a regular basis with Akademiks since the end of Everyday Struggle, and for some reason, Akademiks is just not doing it.
What's y'all niggas' theories? Like, why y'all think he's being so apprehensive about this?
I don't know, bro. I genuinely don't know.
What's
and
the
that's
rationale?
I wonder if Akademiks, in terms of like growth and evolution, if he is so satisfied with his level that he doesn't want to evolve.
And I think it's a free fall with what they're trying to do. It's not like they're going to a company, they have a company bagging them.
Yeah.
I think it's a whole other thing, and it's kind of
I think Ak is still too scared to jump out on the independent limb 100%.
take that risk. But
Which
Joe
is
has
weird,
done it many
though.
times though.
Because at what point is Joe Budden and Akademiks coming together going to fail? You know what I mean? It's like, what do we talk? I think in terms of them, they might do 4 shows unpaid where they break even, but the amount of advertisement, the numbers they'll do, I think it might take 1 month for them to start getting some quality deal. So they might technically be taking a loss for a month. You know what I mean? But like,
Maybe that's what it is. He knows it's going to succeed. He might have the
That's what I'm-
mentality to
yeah.
where he wants to be Kobe without Shaq. He wants to be able to do it on his own.
I like that.
That's the only thing
That's
I can
the only
think
thing
of.
I can think of.
It's
'Cause
like that's what the problem is that it would work.
he doesn't
type
want to.
of-
I don't think he wants to evolve.
The type of person to date Celina Powell is probably a self-sabotager. You know what I mean?
Facts.
He probably is a self-sabotager.
Or he just has poor choice in women. And
and bad decisions.
I
and
think
he's
this-
unknowingly self-sabotaging himself.
Yeah, it's the Henny. It's Big Ak.
No, you can't even blame the liquor at that point because he's the one drinking.
But
If you
and
do
this is-
something that's
but-
making you
so
make horrible
consistent.
decisions, it's your decision to make the horrible decision.
But like it's it's the liquor though. Like it's him, but it's the liquor.
I think that's self-sabotaging. I really like that Akademiks is self-sabotaging because that's also something that people say Joe Budden has, which is also why they might.
Which is why you can't defeat him because he
Yeah.
survives his own suicide attempt.
But then at the same
Blows up
time,
his own friendships.
though, I feel like even if Joe is like that, self-sabotaging, he is not like that with Akademiks at all. He's like begging Akademiks to do work. But it's like when Akademiks, I feel like with the pressure is on, he does resort back to his lowest frequency content. Because what are you doing a show with Celina Powell? Why are you trying to pilot a Celina Powell?
what is he
Sure.
secretly scared to do business with Joe? Like after all of the
I thought about
barking and
that.
talking shit about Rory and Maul,
Yeah.
and he actually like looked at it rationally in the details of the situation. He was like, I would never sign a deal with.
I think that's there. I think that's there.
Yeah, but we also got to remember though, he's acting like he's going into it without a lawyer.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
DJ
Right.
Akademiks probably has amazing lawyers.
I
but I think that
yeah.
it's in his mind. Like Because it's just obvious. Like,
exactly,
it's
right.
over
I
Maul.
think it's only fair to be in his mind.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just feels like when you're going into it a lawyer, how can you get screwed? You know what I mean?
But okay, or even aside from like the actual legalese and the contracts and the business clauses,
yeah.
there's certain you have a friend that you wouldn't take to certain situations because you know how he's gonna act.
True.
There's
yeah.
everybody has a homie where you can't go out with the nigga because he's gonna go out.
Yeah, right.
He's gonna go out very bad.
I can't bring you nowhere.
Yeah.
Even though you might be my best friend for the rest, I know I can't bring you to this setting because you're gonna act a certain way.
That might be how DJ Akademiks is just viewing the situation. Even the business behind Complex, like Joe might have been unhappy with it, but like they signed it all. It was Joe not wanting to be there anymore. Joe will break a contract.
Well, no. The business was bad.
Yeah.
The business was bad.
They did. Yeah, the business was bad because when they talked on their podcast,
On Joe's part, Akademiks was satisfied. But then
Akademiks
again,
was
he
satisfied.
said, you know, he might have looked at it.
But
in
yeah,
hindsight.
but when they for 2020 hindsight, he was like, I should have left when you left,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
Especially we should have. Yeah, so the business was bad essentially. But I just don't get it. But yeah, and I don't like that. Akademiks is just like resorting to this like low frequency content.
He's not inspired. Like that same hunger when he was making War and Chirac. He's just not inspired to that level no more.
Even when
you
he
think
was
he lost his muse.
even when he was
10
doing
M's
more, even when he was doing more of his main uploads, he doesn't even do those nearly as much anymore. It's mainly most of the act that we consume is stream act.
Stream.
We don't consume the gift picture act much at all.
Is he doing that still?
Bruh, it's rare. Like the only time he does it when it's a really big story.
Yeah.
But I mean, we get one of those a week, maybe. Like they rarely come out.
What do you
Like,
prefer?
I like that version of that.
Word.
Because the jokes are more punctual. I feel like the jokes hit better. Even though we get good moments, stream act as well. Like I like both acts. I liked it more when he was doing more of those because he was essentially streaming just as much.
And he
It's
was
just-
His writtens are better than his freestyles.
For sure.
and he was doing what we know him for, which
Yeah.
is journalism.
It was his bread and butter, yeah.
He's not being a journalist.
Yeah, because I don't always want to watch a stream when a story drops. I definitely like the other version of that act better because it was more organized. Because when we're watching his stream, the Fit Mommy stream, that was an hour and a 17-minute clip. He would have summed up the entire conversation in 3 to 4 minutes for us. You know what I'm saying?
10 minutes if you want to make some extra ad.
Exactly. And then same with if something happens in the YSL case.
Yeah.
Instead of us literally sifting through the research with him, the streams we be doing the research with him.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, he's just gonna sum it up. I do like that. That he
And-
had an option where we can get the fast content.
Yep, because even on the stream, even though I do enjoy the stream, he always has moments, especially when it's a video I want to fucking watch.
Yeah.
And he always paused that jump like millions of times. And by the way, and
Yeah, he
and
does
I'd be
a
like,
lot of-
bruh,
yeah.
you got to stop. I'm ready now. Play it.
Yeah.
Play it. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like you can't skip it because you might miss a part where he says
Right.
something, and then you skip like 10 seconds into the video.
And
It's
honestly,
like,
bruh, he forgets that he's on mute way too much.
Yes. Yes. Yes, bruh.
Bruh.
Ack is an alcoholic. He needs a therapist,
That's really what it is. That's really what it comes down to,
You think
bruh.
he be that drunk
bro.
all the time?
I think so, bro. Have you ever really like hung out with an alcoholic? A functioning alcoholic. Let me be clear.
I had a phone in my stepdad. My
Okay.
stepfather.
Yeah,
So-
bro. They're different. It's just like they're built different, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's like they might be high functioning, but it's always little things that they just always slip on.
Yeah.
That's what gives away that they're drunk. We wouldn't know he feels sober to us because we always see him in that state, but he always forgets the mute is on. He always flushes the toilet or he forgets to flush the toilet. It'd be them
It's
little
certain
things.
things.
It'd be
It's
those
little
little
things.
things that like they always mess up on consistently where you be like,
Yeah.
is this nigga drunk? Like he's only drunk when he does that. You know what I mean?
And then, bro, you gotta understand. Like, I forgot. Like last episode, we was talking about Ack, and he said a statement. He was like, "I'm 20 M's up." He said something like that. It's 20 or 10. It was like
20.
Double digits.
20.
You're 20 M's up. It's like you 20 M's up, and like you stream every day. Like, why not get drunk? Like, you know what I mean? And especially like 5 years ago, he first started getting some real money with Everyday Struggle. You know, it's like that first real check. Like, you don't know where you're headed until you get there. You feel me? Like,
oh no. It's easy to blame all these niggas' problems on he just be thirsty and he likes alcoholic beverages.
well, that's not, bro. Being alcoholism is something completely different. That's a disease.
What are some of the
really
other
is.
telltale signs of alcoholic? Like, you know how you could tell a nigga's an MMA fighter from the ears?
The cauliflower ears, yeah.
What's that for alcoholics?
I don't know, but there's a whole list of them.
He was already fat when we met him, so it's not
That's
like you
true.
can see the beard get
Can you look
developing.
up
I could tell.
characteristics of an alcoholic? I mean, fucking annoying is one of them. I know that won't be on the list, but God, they're annoying.
The eyes, look at the
breath.
pupils.
Oh yeah. I mean, they
um,
stink. They
The words. But that's the thing. If you're a good alcoholic, then you like nobody would know. You know what I mean?
You're a closeted alcoholic.
functioning.
A good one too.
I can't stand an alcoholic, bro. They're so annoying, bro. Jesus Christ. Honestly, I just don't like any fiends.
I'd rather hang out with a crackhead
For sure. I'd much rather hang out with a crackhead, bro.
or one of them fentanyl addicts.
It depends on
Shit,
the
they might
type
be
of
asleep the whole
alcoholic,
time.
though.
It literally. You don't gotta bother them. You don't gotta do them. You gotta occasionally.
I think it does
make
depend on the
sure
type of
they're
alcoholic
breathing.
because like a wino drunk is like real high functioning, but they just like, I feel like wine ages people faster.
Yeah, like it's a lot of white women that be coming through our job.
Yes.
There's a specific one. She has plastic surgery on her lips. Next time I see her, I'll point her out. But she be a little tipsy, or she's a pill popper. One or the other. Like I mean, she came
be
to the window.
lucid.
She was like, "Hey,
Might
how are
be
you
both, honestly,
doing,
bro.
Bitch, what? Not woozy, bitch. You can take an ad, but sit down. Somewhere.
So they got them right here, like just the subheadings though.
Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that. Okay.
Yeah.
Prioritizing alcohol,
Yeah.
placing blame on others, making frequent excuses, drinking uncontrollably, struggling financially, shifting priorities, behaving recklessly, okay. Oh yeah, here we go. Insecure, sensitive, impulsive, impatient, secretive, defensive, manipulative, easily aggravated, withdrawn, and prone to isolation.
That's regular
That
people
whole-
syndromes.
Man, that whole list right there, that sounds like academics
You know
right
Zach
there.
right there?
That list sounds like academics right there.
Sound like my ex bitch.
Chill out.
Oh, was it defensive?
Impatient, sensitive.
Y'all gonna tune
But
into
nah.
would y'all tune into Akademiks podcast with Celina though?
No.
No.
Why?
I would, you see, like, and I wouldn't just because it's like he's doing it with her. You know what I mean? It's like